Okay. So Arun, any idea on the basic idea on the BI?
Business intelligence?
Yep. Okay, no problem. I will start now.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So SAP BI. So BI stands for business intelligence, right?
Yes.
Okay. So business intelligence first. So today, Arun, I'm going to explain you about the BI. Okay. Then functionalities of the BI and architecture. Okay. Only 3 concepts today. BI, functionalities and architecture. Very basics, okay? Okay, so coming to the BI. So what is meant by BI? So BI system. So what is meant by BI system? So the BI system is nothing but a data warehousing system and decision support system. Okay. Data warehouse system as well as decision support system. Now again, data warehouse. So what is meant by data warehouse? It's a storage location, right?
Right.
It's a storage location. So we are storing the data in the warehouse. We are maintaining historical data, not the real-time data, historical data in the data warehouse. So historical data means, for example, I have sources are there, real-time sources. The source contains data. The source contains real-time data only.
Sorry for that.
Daily.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Daily transactions. Okay. Today transactions, tomorrow transaction. For example, let us take any one of the bank or something like that. So daily we have some transactions. These we are calling as existing records. Tomorrow, new records. Some records are changed records, some are existing records, some are updated records. These are changed records. So the sources contains real-time data. Okay. Data warehouse means just we are loading the data from the sources to the data warehouse. So today request 1, tomorrow request 2, day after tomorrow request 3. Like that we are maintaining the data in the data warehouse. So today 100 records, tomorrow 200 records, after tomorrow 600. Like that request per request we are maintaining in the data warehouse. Clear? The warehouse, it will host the data data warehouse. So here the concept is it's a historical data. Some years of data we are maintaining. So clear the data warehouse?
Yeah.
So in the line we have the data in the sources. It may be the SAP source or non-SAP source. Okay. Any online reservation counters, something like banking, daily transactions, tomorrow, after like that, every transaction. Just we are loading the data from the sources to the data warehouse. In the data warehouse, request wise we are maintaining the data. So that means some years of data. So we are calling it as a historical data. And finally, the next step is a decision support. So after loading the data to the data warehouse, we are going to create a report on the data warehouse. Publishing the reports to the clients, users. Users are going to take a decisions on
Hello? 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 Hello?
hello.
Are you able to hear
Hello.
me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I don't know why
I
it got
disconnected.
disconnected. Okay. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So the
sorry.
first topic BI. Yeah, no problem. Actually, I disconnected. Okay.
Okay.
BI. So the BI system is a data warehouse system. And decision support system. Two topics here. Data warehouse and decision support. So coming to the data warehouses, it's simple. Just we are extracting the data and we are maintaining the data in the data warehouse, request by request. Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, like that, we are maintaining some years of data in the data warehouse. So the data warehouse contains historical data. Okay. After loading the data to the data warehouse, we are creating the reports on the data warehouse. After creating the reports, just we are distributing, we are publishing the reports to the users. So the users are going to take the decisions by analyzing the reports. Simple. For example, we have two regions, we created the reports on the two regions. Just they are going to compare the reports. Okay. After comparing, they are going to take a decisions. So like that, our BI system is a decision support system as well as data warehouse system. By using the BI, we will maintain the data and we'll create the reports on the data. Two topics. This is a major important topic. So clear?
Yep.
Now, after the BI, the second one. The second topics are the functionalities of the BI. So now we are talking about the data loading to the data warehouse. How we are extracting? So by using the functionalities. The functionalities are ETL. E stands for extraction. T stands for transformation. L stands for loading. Okay. By using this ETL functionality, we are extracting the data from the various sources. So the first diagram, it's a data warehouse and this is a source. So we discussed that the source contains real-time data, right?
Right.
Real-time data. So the real-time data, for example, the source contains some 100 records. Okay. What is our work? Our work is to extract the data from the sources to the data warehouse. So any number of records, not a problem. Our work is to extract the data. Extract the data to the data warehouse. So this is data warehouse. Okay. How many records we have? 100 records. So how we are extracting? By using the functionality ETL. By using this ETL process, we are extracting the data from the sources to the data warehouse. After extraction, just we are reporting on the data warehouse. So reporting also possible. So our base system is a decision support system. Clear?
Yeah.
ETL. E stands for extraction, T stands for transformation, L stands for loading. Okay. I'll explain the three concepts by using some data flow. Data flow diagram. So coming to the sample data flow in the BI. So try to understand these 6 steps. If you learn these 6 steps throughout the BI, we are using only these 6 steps only. Okay. The first step, the first most step is a source. So source. So we have SAP sources as well as non-SAP sources. Let us assume that we have some source. The source, for example, is simple. It's a flat file, MS Excel file. I have some MS Excel file. It contains 10 records. Okay. The MS Excel file contains 4 fields with some 10 records. Okay. Yes, Arun?
Yeah.
So our work is to load the data. So the flat file contains, the Excel file contains only 10 records with 4 fields. So here our work is to load these 10 records from source to the data warehouse. Okay. The source. So our data warehouse. This is the data warehouse. So our work is to extract and we need to maintain the data in the data warehouse. After loading the data, we need to create the reports on the data warehouse. Only 2 steps. Loading, reports. Now, So how we are loading? So what is the process? What are the functionalities to do extract the data? ETL. Extraction, transformation, and finally loading. So by using these three functionalities, we are extracting. Okay. So this process is called extraction. Extracting. So in the data warehouse, we are initially extracting the data to the data source. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The first step in the data warehouse. Now we are discussing the data warehouse components. Data warehouse inside flow. Okay. Initially, we are extracting the data from the sources to the data source of data warehouse. After the data warehouse, we are loading the data to the target in the data warehouse. Target. So the first topic is extraction. Extraction is nothing but extracting the data from the sources to the data source of data warehouse is nothing but extraction. The second topic, transformation. Transformations are nothing but mapping between the data source fields to the target fields. Mapping, one-to-one mapping. For example, the data source contains 4 fields, 4 columns. The target also contains 4 columns. Just we are going to map the fields. Data source field to the target field, one-to-one mapping. It's called transformation. After the transformation, finally loading the data. Just once extraction completed, 10 records are available in the data sources. After that, just we are loading the data from data source to the target. This is process called loading. So Arun, throughout the flow, try to remember only 6 steps. The second step is interface. The third step is data source. And the fourth step is target. And the fifth step is transformation. And the sixth step is data loading. If you learn these 6 steps throughout the BI, from today class to last class, we are discussing the same 6 steps only. Try to remember this data flow diagram. This is very basic data flow diagram. Okay. So in the next class and coming classes, just we are going to discuss about the data flow also only. So as a BI people, our work is to extract the data, transform the data, load the data, and finally report the data. Okay. No need to bother about the data, no need to bother about the applications also. So in the, for example, in the live, for example, we got some requirement to load the data for materials management data, data. Okay. No need to bother about the data, no need to know about the data. Just our work is to load the records. For example, we get the requirement something like the data source contains some 2000 records. So our work is to load these 2000 records from source to the data warehouse. This is our work. After loading the 2000 records, try to create the reports on the 2000 records and try to publish the records to the users. Only ETL and reporting. Okay. Extraction, transformation, loading, and finally reporting. Only 4 steps. It's a BI people work. Yes. Hello. Arun, are you there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm there. Sir, I'm just muting because my roommates are making little sound. So sorry for that.
Okay, no problem, Arun. So, as a BI people, we need to do only 4 step: extraction, transformation, loading, and finally reporting. So any questions here or in the data flow? Okay, I think you are muted that.
So we'll be doing the same thing with the source as SAP.
Yes. So here we have 2 different types of sources. It's SAP source or non-SAP source. Okay. SAP source or non-SAP source. Just remember these 6 steps. Okay. If you know these 6 steps, it's very simple. Yeah. Yes, sir, no problem. If you have any questions, please ask me, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So this is a very sample flow. Okay, sample data flow diagram. So we have source and data source. Okay, I will explain little bit clear. Okay, I will explain the 6 steps by using one more data flow, the same data flow, much deeper. Okay, the first step. So can I explain architecture now? Can I explain the architecture of BI?
Me?
No, I'm explaining. Just can I explain? I'm asking you. Can I explain the next topic?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So I think Arun, the first topic is the very basics, BI, and second topic is the functionalities. I explain these functionalities by using some sample data flow diagram. And again, I'm going to explain the third topic. It's a architecture of BI. So try to remember only 2 boxes. The first box is for source and the second box is for data warehouse. So mostly our work is to extract the data from the source and we need to maintain the data in the data warehouse. Okay. So we have 100 records. Just we need to maintain the data in the 100 records. After loading the data to the data warehouse, there is no data in the sources. Okay. It's a process. So tomorrow 200 records. Same. Loading the data to the data warehouse, they are deleting the records. Day after tomorrow 300, like that, everyday transactions. Finally we are loading the data to the data warehouse and we are maintaining the data. That's only one step. Now coming to the architecture. So previously we discussed some data flow diagram, right?
Yep.
Okay. First we will discuss the 6 steps. The first step is a source. The second step is a interface, and the third step is data source or PSA, and the fourth step is the target, and the fifth step is the transformation, and sixth step is the data loading. So these are the steps: data loading, IP, LTTP. First, coming to the first step, source. In the live we have different types of sources: SAP source or non-SAP source. 2 types of source: SAP source. Example for this SAP source, ECC. ECC stands for Enterprise Central Component. In the live, mostly we are working on the ECC only, extracting the data from SAP ECC to SAP BI. And the second type is a non-SAP source. So we have different types of non-SAP sources. Example for non-SAP: flat files, MS Excel files, and XML systems, DB systems, ETL systems. So these are the various non-SAP sources. Okay. The first topic, source. We have 2 different types: non-SAP, SAP. Example for the SAP: ECC, non-SAP, flat files, XML, DB, and ETL systems. The first concept. Now coming to the second concept, interface. Interface or source system. Okay, so same topic again. Again we have SAP interfaces, SAP source systems, as well as non-SAP source systems. So previously we discussed that we have source and we have data warehouse. So now I got a requirement to extract the data from SAP source to data warehouse. So SAP source interface is nothing but a communication, something like a medium interface between the data warehouse to SAP source. Okay. For example, I got a requirement to extract the data from the SAP ECC to SAP BI. So I'm going to take a SAP interface. Okay. Simply it's a connection between the source to the data warehouse. So SAP interface. So interface or source system, both are same. I'm going to take SAP interface. For example, it's a non-SAP source. I'm going to take a non-SAP interface. Clear? SAP source, SAP interface, non-SAP source, non-SAP interface. Example for this SAP interface: RFC. RFC stands for remote functional call. For the non-SAP, for the flat files, here I am writing, okay, for the SAP ECC, it's a remote functional call. For the non-SAP, for the flat files, it's a flat file source system. This is the interface. This is a connection from MS Excel files to the data warehouse. Flat file source system. For the XML systems, XML. For the DB systems, that means database systems, database connector. For the ETL systems, universal data connector. So these are the different interfaces we have. Any questions in these two topics?
When you say SAP source system is a remote function call, how? It's not a source, right?
It's an interface.
Okay.
It's already predefined. Simply we can call it as some connection. Just we are creating the link between the SAP ECC to SAP BI by using this remote functional call. If you take a flat file source system, we are going to create a link between the flat files to the data warehouse. So if you select the interface as a flat file source system, if you try to extract the data from the ECC to BI, it's not possible. Okay, if you want to extract the data from ECC, definitely we need to choose the source system as a RFC, remote functional call.
Okay.
So it's a flat files, we need to choose a source system as a flat file source system. Simple. So we have two sources and we have only one data warehouse. Based upon the requirement, we need to select the source systems. So these source systems, these interfaces are created by the basis department. They are not going to create any interface. It's already predefined. Our work is to select the required interface based upon the requirement. Okay, SAP or non-SAP. So if you select the SAP, we'll extract the data from SAP ECC to SAP BI. If you select the non-SAP flat files, we'll extract the data from the non-SAP flat files to the data warehouse. Two concepts. Yes, sir. Any questions?
Yeah, no questions. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So now coming to the third step, data warehouse or PSA. So the first topic is source, SAP source or non-SAP source. Same concept for the second one also. Interface or source system. Both are same. So SAP interface, interface.